Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sticks and Stones. I'm Andy Pick, and with me, as always, is co-host Mike White. Hi today, Mike.
No, I'm doing all right, thanks, fella. Been a nice spot of weather out here today. I've had a really good week, thanks. How you been, bro?
Yeah, it's been good. Just a little bit. Yeah, it's actually been a good week. Math and Ella and English have been good so far, so the
It's
week's
good
going
stuff,
quite
bro.
well.
It's good stuff.
Okay, everybody. So on today on Sticks and Stones, we have a very special player with us. Coming in from Southern Gauteng with a bag of skills, this guy is truly special. This guy goes to Baloo College and has hands that are lightning quick. Like, I've seen them super quick. A big player not only at national youth level, but also at provincial level, and he has a really bright future. He's also a standout indoor player, winning the 2019 PSI Indoor A section with the Gauteng Griffins. Today, in our presence, is none other than SA Under-17 hockey player, silky smooth Sanele Mchunu. How are you, Sasa?
I'm good in you, Andy, bro.
Yeah, how you been there? How you been keeping up?
I've been doing good, bro. Just school's been keeping me busy. So I'm glad I'm back at school and stuff. I don't have to do the online stuff because that's a bit hard. But otherwise, I've been doing good, bro.
How's
How
your
you
lockdown?
doing?
I'm good. I'm very good. How's your lockdown routine been?
My lockdown routine's been hard to get used to because it was something I wasn't used to. But I got used to it. So I would wake up in the morning. So school started at 8:30 for me. So I'd wake up at 6, go for a light jog, come back home, stretch, and then start with my schoolwork. School goes from 8:30 till about 2:30. And then after that, I chill a bit, watch some TV, relax. And then at 4 or 5, we normally play hockey on the Asteroid home.
Easy. Been keeping
That's
fit.
really sick. Do you have like a mini turf by where you live or at your house?
Yes, we have like a mini Astro where we live.
Oh, that's sick. That's one step ahead of 90% of us.
That's too nice.
Yeah, that's very nice, bro.
So Sasa,
How's the fitness routine? How's the fitness routine going, bro?
The fitness routine is quite hard, bro, because like playing like 1v1s here on the small Astro and like as to like my hockey sessions where I used to have at school is different. So now I've tried to focus on more of my body weight and stuff like that as to before where I used to work on my fitness and things like that.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
So, bro,
And I do some boxing.
Definitely trying to get in stronger for the hockey season when it comes, eh?
Yes, bro.
So, bro, tell us how did you get into hockey? Where does the journey start for you?
So my journey started in grade 5, I think, because in grade 4, going down, the school I used to attend never had hockey as a sport. So but my brother had been playing hockey because he had been in high school. So I used to like watch him play and then try to do what he does. And then eventually I got to go to a school in grade 5 that had hockey as a sport. And then I started playing then. And then that's when I just fell in love with the sport, you know. And then from there, I used to stay at the Astro, you know, practice with the big boys. Yes, and then when I was 12, I think that's the first time I made my provincial side. And then that's when I was like, you know, this is serious. And if I keep working hard, you know, I can achieve bigger things. And then under 12 and then under 13, I made my provincial side again. And then under 13, I went to Dale College Boys Primary School. And under 13, I was lucky enough to be spotted by the former SA men's coach, Fabian Gregory. At the time, he was coaching at Glenwood. And then he spotted me and then he offered me a scholarship to Glenwood, which I then attended Glenwood for a year. And then Fabian left Glenwood and then he said he can't leave me alone because I was still young and stuff. And then he said he thinks I should come up to Joburg to his friend Alistair Fredericks here at Baloo College, which I've been since grade 9.
That's really cool, actually. That's a really sick
mad.
Yeah.
It is. I'm not even gonna lie.
So you've almost already lived like your whole life through hockey and like through that
Yes,
sport.
you can say that. You can say that, bro.
That's really sick.
And it's been sick because I got to play in the Eastern Cape. I got to play in Durban, and now I'm
Yeah.
playing in Joburg.
Do you feel
Yes.
like the level of obviously you were super young, but do you feel like you've developed the most in Joburg, or do you feel like if you stayed in Durban you would have developed more?
Um, I think I developed a lot more here in Joburg because here in Joburg, I play club hockey. I got introduced to club hockey, whereas in Durban, we never really used to play club hockey because we used to be at
Yeah.
hostel and stuff. So there wasn't any transport. But now here I get to play club hockey, like, so I think that's when my hockey grew
Yeah, you
even
started playing with the big
further.
dogs. Yeah.
Yes.
Bro, I'm still in shock. Like, geez, those are some hectically good coaches that have, I don't know, in a way, kind of led you to your hockey career.
Yes, bro. And like Fabian was very like surprising for me because I don't even think that day he was there to watch our game. Because so the school I used to go to was Dale, so we used to have when our primary school played, the high school played too. So after us, so we were playing under 13As, and then I think he was there to watch the high school boys play, and then he saw me play under 13 because he got there a bit early, and then he was interested, you know. So.
Phew.
Yeah, that's sick, eh? So the universe did you a solid there.
Yes, bro. A big solid.
Just something I wanted to ask is, how's it been playing at Baloo College, especially the players that have come out of there recently, such as the Aiden Tons, the Marvins? How's that been? How's that experience been?
The experience is like mad fun, I'm not gonna lie. And at the same time, it's like competitive because you playing with guys that are super good and you don't want to be the one to, slow everything down or bring the team down. But I think the fact that they're so competitive is good because it pushes you to do better, and that's ultimately what you want to do and, get better and be the best you can be. So it's fun, and your trainings, it's not that serious. The guys throw jokes, it's not all serious hockey, so yeah.
Yeah, but then you also get the experience of the club and stuff, so you get like the up and the down, yeah.
Yeah, so with club, it's very different because like with our high school team, I'm in matric, so I'm kind of like the big
leader.
pond, the big boy in the,
No, you're the
yes,
big dog, yeah.
Big dog, yeah.
And then and then with Premier League, we like the youngest and we like the small pond in the fish. So it's a bit different there. So you're not making as much jokes as you'd be making. You're more serious and you listen to what is being said and, focused.
Yeah, so it's a really good mentality to have to like build yourself as a player, yeah.
Yes, a lot, bro.
Which one do you think you enjoy your hockey more in, the schoolboy hockey or the club hockey?
I think I enjoy club hockey more because club hockey you play against older people, and older people, I don't know if this is just me or what, but personally, older people have a problem when you fitter or faster than them.
Yes.
So they always giving you that challenge, that like you're not supposed to be doing this because you're younger than me. So it's always challenging that they, do all of that stuff.
And it's tough to earn the respect of the higher players.
Yes, it is. Especially playing with players like Julian, Riza, you feel pressure, but it's also good feeling pressure because they push you to do better and stuff like that.
Who's your main rivals at school? Who's the biggest rival you guys play against?
So our school, we're not in the A League, if that's what they call it. I'm not sure what they call it because we're not a big school. We have like 3 teams. So our biggest our rival would be probably Dainfern or Stanford, but we do have a tournament in Joburg that takes place every year. It's called Aiken, where all the big schools partake in it, and then we lucky enough to play this. So last year we played JP in the final, but we don't play those schools.
That's really sick, yeah.
Dang.
Yes, but we don't play schools like JPKs on like a Derby Day fixture.
Okay.
Yes.
No, that's really sick. Have you ever thought of coming and playing like moving down to the Western Cape for the club scene, or just to maybe develop your hockey more?
I'm not gonna lie. That's a thought that has come to mind because of what is because of what Stellenbosch is offering and the people that are the prosperous students that might go there next year. So I'm excited for that. But I mean, it's gonna be hard to make that decision because Joburg has done a lot for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair. Where do you plan on studying in Joburg?
If I do study in Joburg, it'll probably be Wits or Tux, but right now the varsities I'm looking at is Wits or Stellies.
Okay, that's sweet.
And my boy Aiden's been telling me Stellies is lit, so we'll see.
Mike, are you scoping early? Mike,
No, you have to. You have to. It's how we do things, Andy.
The cricket club set you up. The cricket club setting you up early.
That's how it works, buddy.
Oh, Mike. Sasa, how does it
treat?
How does it feel being? I want to say, like in America, they have the top picks. How does it feel being one of the top picks in your age group for university per se?
It's quite scary, bro, and good at the same time. But it's quite scary in a sense that like there's always that pressure that you have to uphold and stand up to, because people expect a lot from you. And then it's also nice knowing that your hard work is being noticed and stuff like that. So it goes both ways.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite hockey memory? One that just stands out for you?
Favorite hockey memory. Okay. Yes, I do. I think this was so under 15. I lost in the finals of my IPT. I lost to Western Province on 101s, and then lucky enough under 16 we got to kick Western Province out into making the final. So that was one of my best hockey moments.
That's really sick.
So yeah, because
it's always a big thing. It's always a big thing when you pump Province.
Yes.
Your reaction is straight proof. Your reaction is straight proof that everybody loves to beat Province. Everyone loves beating Province.
Not that, but Province has good quality players, bro.
Province is basically the New Zealand of hockey, if you know what I mean.
In South Africa.
If you say that. But I mean, Province has players like you, Andy. I mean, Moses, Caleb. So it's always like a nice feeling, to play against my friends and beat them, That always beat me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Province is it's a sick place to meet people and just get the general vibe of hockey. It's really sick. Yeah.
Sasa, talk to us about last year's IPT and being called the team with hands. Talk to us about that experience. Hands.
So last year, I made the B team, and then I had the likes of Taya in my team. Taya Isaacs, Cameron LaForester, Tashik Marcus, Camille, and lucky enough, our coach was a coach where he allowed us to express our flair and stuff like that, and we didn't focus too much on structure and stuff like that. He focused on what we were good at and making us better at what we were good at, So that was a nice feeling.
Who was your coach last year?
My coach was Riza Rosenberg.
Fire.
Okay.
Yes.
I was trying to ask, how is it playing in the B section? Because I know a lot of people don't pay attention to the B section. Me and Mike have both played there. And it's kind of frustrating. But how's your perspective of it?
Playing in the B section is tough because it's not as watched as the A section, and it's not as important, I can say, as the A section. But for me, it was learning curve because it made me realize that, you know what, even if you don't make the A team or whatever, doesn't mean you should stop there. You should keep going, you know, and like your dreams are still valid and you can still achieve them. It's just a matter of how badly you want them. So for me, it was a big learning experience, and I'm glad it actually happened because now, you know, I can look back and be like, I made a B team and I got to make the SE under 17 side.
Yeah. Kind of like it gives you hope.
Because I remember Andy, because I remember when we were under 16, like I was actually super surprised at how competitive it actually was. Like we struggled through something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's tough.
Yes. It's not as easy as everyone thinks it is.
Like you get like.
But I also think it's.
Yeah, go.
I think it's a thing where it's a B section is mostly the B teams, and a lot of people normally look down on the B teams because of there's an A team, you know, and it's not necessarily like that. It's just that the B team can be as good too. It's just that the A team has better players or they play well together or whatever, but there still are good players in B teams and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Hundreds. I know from province that I made the B team twice before, and the thing I just kept telling myself 2 years going was it's 2 A teams essentially, and so like going to the B section is difficult because you have to change your mentality because I don't know, I think it's just a province thing. But definitely the B section is very important to IPT.
It is. And I was very surprised that I saw the selectors come to the B section and watch a lot of our games, bro. So that was a thing I was happy, and you know, that made me want to play better and not look down on the B section as I have never like played or been there before.
Do you think it, in a way, the B section, firstly, do you have more respect for the B section now? And also, do you think it's like a pathway for youth players such as yourself, or such as us?
Yes, I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot more respect for the B section because, you know what, like a lot of people focus on the A section, like I said, and just because the A section is got all the A teams and the B section is mostly filled with the B teams, only mostly parents or like friends go support, not like just hockey fanatics. And I think people, and I encourage people to go watch B section because there's a lot of talent there. And you know what, like we saw last year in the SA setup, there was more than 3 players from the B section.
Yeah.
In the under 17 side. So that shows, you know, there's also potential and talent in the B teams. And just because
100%.
people had bad trials doesn't mean, you know.
Yeah, the thing is, like, bad trials can just, like, some people think they're the be-all and end-all of, like, experience. But like you said, 3 players from the B section made the A side. And it just shows that the quality of hockey that someone can produce comes out during games. You know?
Yes.
The trials.
Because there's also that pressure, like at trials, where you want to perform because, you know, it's a big stage. There's a lot of good players. You want to make the A team. You're scared of what people are going to say, whatever.
Yeah, it's just the added pressure that doesn't allow you to like express your hockey.
Yes.
So one question I've been asking quite a bit is, how did it feel representing your country? So that moment when they called your name up, what is going through your mind at that point?
Oof, that's a good question. I was so shocked. Like I couldn't believe it because so here at Southerns we have something called capping ceremony where they announce the teams. And then that's when I found out that I made Southerns and the 18B, and I was very disappointed. And I was like, you know, maybe this is my hockey career done, you know, and this is it for me. And then I went to IPT, and then Riza kept on motivating me and my teammates. And then when my name got called up, you know, it reassured me that, you know, like hard work does pay off, and you know, if you want it, you can get it. It's up to you ultimately. It's up to you how badly you want it. So that feeling for me was like unreal, you know. Yeah.
They still give you shivers.
Yes, it does till this day, bro. Till this day. That feeling I can't get used to.
Man, do you think the moving around early on in your career helped become more independent as a person and as a player?
Yes, I think it helped me become more independent, especially as a person, because I left home at the age of 14 to go stay at hostel. And then ever since then, I'm 18 now. Ever since then, I've been at hostel. So I think it has helped me to be on my own, be able to make my budget monthly so that my money doesn't run out, to be
Yes.
able to do my schoolwork on time because my mom is not going to be there, to check up on me, to come into my room, to see if I'm doing my work and stuff like that. And I'm very grateful for that. But back then, it wasn't like that because I was scared and I was like, how am I going to do this? But now looking back, I'm like, oof, I did this and it's taught me so much,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Who's been your biggest inspiration, do you think?
Ooh.
It's a tough one.
Yes, because I have a lot. But my biggest at the moment would have to be Tahir Isaacs. Can I tell you why? So
Yeah.
Tahir Isaacs, I don't know, a lot of people, he's the guy that plays left-handed.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so I think we were 15 and we went to trials and he never made the team because he was left-handed. And for him to, come above all of that and show people that, there is a space in hockey for left-handed and it's not just like a right-handed sport. Or if you play left-handed, people shouldn't look down or look at you in a certain way, So I think
Hundreds, yeah.
that was one of my biggest inspiration.
Ooh, that's a
No,
mad
that's
story.
really sick.
Yeah.
Do you consider all the coaches you've had to be equally impactful on your career, or do you think that one of those coaches maybe stood out?
Oh. In all honesty, my current coach now, Alistair Fredericks, I think he stood out the most because the scholarship I'm on right now is not like the regular scholarship where the school pays for you. I think it's an outside scholarship and it's things like, so we don't stay at hostel. They get you a townhouse and your coach looks after you. We have Wi-Fi, he buys us data, and he always makes sure we have everything we want and need. And I mean, like that's out of his own pocket, and he doesn't have to do that. And for him to do that and go that extra mile kind of shows that it's beyond the hockey and him building his hockey name and the school name. It's actually something bigger and better than that. So it has to go to him, Alistair Fredericks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mad.
Do you think in a way that he's a father figure for you and for all the players?
Yes, definitely. I think it is because, like I said, we don't. So here at Baloo, we don't have a hostel. So the scholarship gets a townhouse, and then they put a coach there to look after you. And every Saturday, whatever, he'll make sure that we all come together here at his house and all be together. Whether we're having a braai or making a pot, playing games or doing whatever. So I mean, that is very influential, I guess, because he always tries to keep us together. Yeah.
Keep the culture, keep the team culture going.
Yeah.
Man, what you doing in before a match? What's your build up before a match?
My build up before a match. So I have like a playlist that I just play before my games, and then I'll also like always put on my left boot before my right boot, and then.
Oh, that's weird. I do right left.
I don't know why. Don't judge me, but I do it.
Is that like a superstition
What
for
else? Yes, it is. I already mentioned music and just the vibe within the team, man. Like we should be laughing, throwing jokes, and we can't just be all focused and too serious.
Who's
Are you
the
usually the joker in the team?
who's the fun
I
guy?
wouldn't say. I wouldn't say I'm the Joker, but I'm among the people that are
You like a good laugh.
yes.
Man, as a hockey player, going on to better things like uni next year, and just having, I guess, this year in our sense completing our schoolboy journey, what advice would you give to like a younger you, like a under 14 you?
You know what? Like, take it as it comes, but don't let it define who you are or who you're gonna be. So, like, even if you make that B team, even if you make that A team, that doesn't mean that you're always gonna be there, and it doesn't necessarily define your future. So you always have to work hard and like don't be complacent. Always want to be bigger and better than who you are.
Higher education.
Man, I have to ask, you mentioned that under 14 combined team beat me in the final.
Yes.
Tell me, what do you remember from that final? Tell me about that. Tell me about that experience. I know it was an eye-opening experience for me.
I remember that final. So everyone was talking about Western Province. Everyone was talking about Western Province. So going into the game, me and the boys were nervous, but you know what? Our coach was very youthful and he had faith in us and he had faith in our ability and in our strengths. So he kept on like hyping us up and stuff. And then I remember in that game, I was told to stay and mark Muzi the whole game, which was at first very scary because you know what, Muzi is Muzi. But as I got into the field, you know, I tried to get into his head, and I remember, I think that game he got 2 cards because he was a bit too rough on me.
That's a lot. No,
So
the
that
rest were just terrible.
So yeah, that was one of my memories from that game because going into that, we were, you know, very nervous and stuff like that. But for us, you know, to be able to get into their heads and be able to perform and stuff like that was a big check.
Yeah, I've also had to have the tough job of a man marking was I did it in the Western Province. It worked out in the end, but my word, I was broken afterwards.
Yes. But you know what? It's good, bro. And I advise people to do it, you know, because as a person, it makes you better and it builds your confidence rather than always having to like, you know, run away from the good players like him or your Marvin Simons, you know. I advise players to want to go mark those guys and, you know, be exposed because you're going to learn. Like, it's not you just going to be exposed and walk away with nothing out of there.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to learn how Marvin runs his lines, Marvin does this, you know, and then the next time another player is going to do it, but you're going to be too quick because Marvin did it quick and now you know how to react and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes,
100%.
but like a lot of people don't look at it like that because it's like once you get skilled, you know,
it's always tough. It's always tough to go back. Yeah. It's always
embarrassing. Everyone's laughing at you. Your teammates are mocking you.
It's horrible.
So it's tricky.
It's
tricky.
Man, do you think your schoolboy career has come around full circle from making Province under 14 with Ethan Makovich, with Reese, with Dan, and then making the under 17 side?
Yes, definitely, bro. I definitely think so. I was just in high hopes of this year because I thought this year was going to be the end, and you know, because I think we were supposed to, the SN 18 side was supposed to have a Tri-Nations or something against Netherlands and Australia. I'm not sure, but I thought this year was going to be, I thought, you know, this year was going to be the full cycle, and I was hopefully going to make that team and play against my friends that I've played along with these past couple of years.
Yeah. 100%. And I was looking forward to that.
Yes, bro.
Just a last question and ending. You asked Miz this last week. If under 18 IPT had to happen this year, who's making semi-finals?
Yes. Okay. Definitely Southern Gauteng. Western
Plausible.
Province.
Home IPT.
Boland.
Yeah, it's a home IPT for them.
Okay, the last one's tricky. Between KZN and EP.
Which KZN?
But which KZN? Yes. I think between KZN, Inland, and Eastern Province, definitely.
Now you must choose one. What?
Okay, let me think. I think Eastern Province.
So it's Western Province, EP,
Yes.
Southern Gauteng,
Southern Gauteng and Boland.
Boland.
And
Okay, was that the
Boland,
same as
yes.
Moose? That was the same as Moose. Right?
No, Moose
Oh,
put
is it?
Inland. Moose put inland.
Oh, Moose put Inland instead of EP, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Who's making the
Would
final?
have been a tough semis. Ooh.
You know the question after this. You know the questions.
Definitely Southern Gauteng. And tricky. Not between. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was gonna be a Southern's and Western Province final.
Who's winning it? Or is it going to showdown? Asking the tough questions.
You keep coming with these questions, eh? I think it would have been a tough one, but Southerns was gonna walk away with it. Definitely, I back the boys.
Not too sure, eh?
I mean, it's happened before, but surely not.
A home IPT Province.
Yeah, it's home.
See,
it's
that's
home.
the thing. That's the thing. But I mean, it's the
Stellenbosch should be
trophies.
bouncing.
The trophy hasn't been at Southerns in a while, so the boys were very hungry to bring it back this year.
Province would do the double though.
When was the last time?
I know, because I know it's home ground advantage, and you know that Gies of playing home.
So who's
taking
taking
it? Southerns always comes out.
Southern's taking it.
Definitely Southerns taking it.
That's a tough one to agree with, but I think that's all we have time for now. Well, everybody, that's all we have time for today. If you want to find out more about Sanele and Creatorsonly, just check them out on Instagram. From Mike and I, it's been a good time and we really enjoyed this podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe here and follow on Instagram. From us and the Creatorsonly team, it's a goodbye for now and stay safe. Keep creating, everybody.